They were imaginative and innovative people making whiskey and trying new things all the time. And one of the things that Jim decided to try was to distill whiskey 4 times. Because normally in Scotland it's distilled twice, and you know the spirit that comes off the still averages about 70% alcohol. Then there's the Irish style of 3 times distillation. I think Auchentoshan is maybe the only one that really always does 3 times distillation. And I've got a bottle of their new make spirit in the house, and it's 80% alcohol. And Jim read a story from a 17th century travel book about a guy called Martin had gone to the islands and wrote about it, his journey, and he said they make whiskey on the islands 2 times distilled, that's for the women and the children. And then the 3 times distilled whiskey is stronger, and that's for the men. And every once in a while, for a very special occasion, they make a whiskey that's 4 times distilled. And this is called Uisquebaugh Baul, which is Old Gaelic, and it means dangerous or perilous whiskey. And he said it's so strong, if you had any more than 2 spoonfuls, it might stop your breath and endanger your life. So Jim said, let's give it a go. And I was invited to be there on this wonderful occasion when they made the 4 times distilled whiskey, Uisquebaugh Baul. They've made it a few times since, but that was the only time they called it Uisquebaugh Baul from the Martin book. After that, they called it 4X. Not sponsored by Elon Musk. So, but they invited people from the media, you know, from the newspapers and the television and so on. So there's a whole crowd of people there to watch this, the first time since the 17th century that anybody had made 4 times distilled whiskey. And it came off the still at 89.9% alcohol. It was very sweet, very interesting, very nice, but powerful. And at the end of the day, we were all given a souvenir bottle of the new make spirit, special label Uisquebaugh Baul, 89.9% alcohol. And we all went off clutching our souvenirs. But all the guys and the ladies from the newspapers and the TV, they jumped in taxis and went to the airport to fly back to Glasgow. And of course they had these bottles taken off them at the airport because it was too high in alcohol to be allowed on the plane. Anything over 70% is hazardous substance.
Dangerous.
So they pleaded, they said, we'll put it in our suitcases in the hold. And the guy says, you're not putting that in the hold, you're not putting that in the fuel tank. It's not allowed. So they lost their bottles, their souvenir bottles. What a shame. But I'm a penniless songwriter, so I was on the ferry. And the Caledonian McBrain, they don't give a shit what you've got in your life. I'm the only person in the world with a souvenir bottle from that day. I started to write a song on the ferry as a kind of warning, you know, about what might happen to you if you were to drink it.